Good, good blessed Saturday, October the 22nd, 2022. It's about 3:07 p.m. I'm here in Carbondale, Illinois, Jackson County. I was invited to come here. This is the Irma C. Hayes Community Center. And I was invited here by the founder and director of the organizations that's called, I think it's Sun, S-U-N-G, Heroes, and it's the Fallback Movement first annual struggle for justice celebrating sobriety. And I was invited here by Miss Luzetta Gibbs, the founder of this particular organization. And I appreciated she had somebody come all the way from Marion, Illinois to Charleston, Missouri to bring me down here to Carbondale, and she gonna have me a ride to come back, and that's a blessing, and it's even an honor to be able to be asked to speak at the event here. Those that don't know, I lost my son here about 582 days ago. He was found hung, lynched. They tried to say it's suicide, but I'm fighting that. But anybody from Illinois know that this is one of the offices of y'all in Illinois, one of your junior senator, United States Senator Tammy Duckworth. Her office is in this building here, which is the Civic Center. When we go inside in a little bit, they're gonna have some speakers, and I heard that I might be one of the first speakers that come up, but I won't just be talking about my son's death. I'm talking about unity. We need unity in the community. It's not about black and white. It's about human beings getting justice, period. And remember again, the thing is the Fall Back Movement first annual struggle for justice, celebrating sobriety. We'll get back with you shortly.
Great message, great message. Our next speaker is Mr. Raymond.
First, I'd like to greet everybody in the room with a universal greeting of peace and the blessing of God be with you. I bear witness that there's nothing or nobody worthy of worship but God. I bear witness, according to my belief, over 2,000 years ago, God seen something down here on earth that wasn't right. So he sent his only begotten son. That was the ultimate sacrifice. For anybody, it didn't make no difference if he was a drug addict, a murderer. It didn't make no difference what he was. If you're black, white, God didn't look at colors. When he created, he didn't create black people, Indian people, Mexican people, white people. He created man in his image. I want y'all to know that I am an ambassador of Jesus Christ. I'm dispatched in any place on the face of this earth where disturbance is, where other people won't go, I will. I'd like to thank Miss Luzetta Gibbs. My two young daughters I'm raising by myself at 16 and 17. Both of them work. We only have 2 vehicles. I live in Charleston, Missouri, about an hour and 10 minutes away. She made it possible to have somebody drive all the way to from Marion to Charleston, Missouri. That's even farther than Carbondale. Then to bring me here, then to find somebody to take me back. That's a person that cares. I remember when she asked me to go to Murphyboro with her on a call for justice. I went all the way from Charleston, Missouri, to speak up for the incarcerated. Some of them I didn't even know. You see what I'm saying? But some people, they look down at people because they've been addicted to drugs before. Some people look down on people because they've been convicted of crime before. But God's word said, those that believe in God, God's word said, all, not some, all have sinned and come short of the glory of God. And I got a message for those that think they so high. And if the shoe fit, wear it. Some bishops, some preachers, but I ain't speaking of all. I'm saying if the shoe fit, wear it. They think that they higher than other people. But let me tell you what God's word said. God's word said, all of our righteousness is like filthy rags. He didn't say all. He didn't just say mine or the person that been convicted. But let me try to break this here down, this message that I'm trying to say here. I seen justice out there on that. Now, I'm not here from Carbondale, but my son was a resident of Carbondale. Some of y'all ain't never heard of him before. Have any of y'all heard of a young 45-year-old black man by the name of Brian Lamont Johns? That go a person that had heard of him. Brian had been at 16, he was originally from Chicago, but at 16 he got caught up with some gangs. I was locked up at the time. But he got caught up with some gangs in Chicago, and older gang members killed somebody, and guess who they told to take the weight? Him. He got 30 years. He did 15 years and 9 months. Got out, and he came here. He went back in a couple of times for petty things, but he got caught up with this meth. Y'all know what meth is out there, don't you? He got caught up with heroin. Y'all know what that is. Me and my 2 young daughters and sister would come from Charleston, Missouri to here, help him get straight. Once we go back, somebody, the drug dealer, the $600 we give him, the clothes we bought him, and the cell phones we got him, the drug dealers would get home to him, and guess what? He'll be calling me 2 weeks later. I'm 64 going on 65. I know that ain't old, but I get kind of tired. I was taking care of my dad, who died in '93 at the same time. United States Army Honorable Discharge World War II veteran. So it made me, I'm an activist and I fight for justice for anybody, but my son was found on Friday, March the 19th, 2021, in the 400 block of Oakland Street on the corner of Oakland and Sycamore. Found in the Gas Lights Apartments on the 3rd floor in the hallway. Hung. They tried to say he committed suicide. I looked at the scene, I looked at his body in the body bag. It's been 582 days, and I've been fighting this fight by myself, me and my 2 daughters. I got to say it, me and my 2 daughters is NAACP members. But I must let the NAACP members that's here now know in February when my card expires, I won't renew it. It's 2+ million NAACP members. It's 22 chapters, 2,200 chapters of NAACP in the nation. If it's 2,200 chapters, that means it's 2,200 presidents. Besides the national president. Then it's 50 state conference that run the whole state, because we got 50 states. Do you know it's only one member that been helping me and my daughters them try to get justice? And he an SIU student, a graduate from here. He the only one. I talked to the national president at SIU on April 11, 2022. You know what he told me? They don't have the funds or the volunteers. But yet they send me an email personally asking me to help them close the gap for $120,000 to pay for some NAACP members to be voting judges. You see what had him as a snitch. You see, anybody know a snitch is what? They wired, ain't they? A snitch is wired up, right? Now, my son, when they found him hung in the midst of winter, guess what part of his clothes was off? His shirts was gone. His shirts was found around the corner in another apartment on the 3rd floor, and a female took him in a house. He had a gash in his hand that went down to his tendons. If it went down to his tendons, what would it make it do? It would make it bleed profusely, right? Wasn't no blood around, but one drop of blood on his shoe, one drop of blood on his pants, and his hand was balled up with money in it. But my bottom line is, I'm fighting for justice, not just for my son, because I know they called it suicide. The pathologist, in June of 2021, around the 16th, she closed the case as suicide. The coroner here in Murfreesboro, that governs Jackson County, deemed it suicide June the 20th of 2021. Then the police department here deemed it suicide August of 2021. Then the prosecuting attorney deemed it suicide in September of 2021. But they didn't wait for the Illinois State Police to get done. They should have deemed it then, but the Illinois State Police got done October the 19th. And they said on them knots that hung him, they said it was 3 contributors. If anybody don't know what contributors is, contributors mean they found 3 different people DNAs on those knots. 1 my son and 2 unknown. If there was 2 unknown, how did they drop and make it suicide without waiting for the Illinois State Police? They supersede all of them people. But the bottom line is, this place should be crowded. This Miss Gibbs do a lot for other people. I done seen her, I done been to places. This place should be crowded. It's a blessing to see multi-races of people here. But this place should be crowded. You know why it should be crowded? We shouldn't be waiting on a big top senator to come down here. Because once they get in office, do we hear them anymore? I'm going to leave because I know I'm talking a lot, but I want to tell y'all one thing about my son. He was homeless. He was on drugs. You see what I'm saying? And one thing about it, they said he was suicidal if he went to the penitentiary at 16 years old and did 15 years and 9 months in Menard Correctional Center, maximum security, Stateville, Pontiac. Don't you think he would have killed himself out here? You see, one thing about it, just because they said Perrine, y'all know Perrine, the Indian guy from Chicago that was SIU student, they said he committed suicide. 4 years later, his people had money. I don't have money. They found out he did it. They said Molly Young committed suicide. But y'all know that was tied with a dispatcher from the Carbondale Police Department. I'm telling y'all here today, y'all keep supporting Miss Gibbs. Y'all support each other. Don't care if the people don't crowd up in here. Because I'm going to tell you what God said He's looking for. He's looking for just a few good men and women. That's all it takes. When David went up into the lions was real tall with a big shield. David was small. The lions laughed and the other people laughed. The lions said, "Here, David, take my shield." David didn't take it because God had already gave him a weapon, a slingshot and a rock. But let me tell you another reason David didn't take that shield. That shield was so tall, David couldn't hold that shield. Moses, what did he send him? I'm going to leave y'all with this. I know I talk too much, but I'm not guaranteed for the ride that Miss Gibbs got me to go back to Charleston. I'm not guaranteed that my heart going to be. I tell my 2 daughters that they cry, they don't like to hear me saying it. We don't know when God going to take us back. So I want to give my free time. You see what I'm saying? For us. It ain't a black thing, it ain't a white thing, it's a human being thing. I'm going to preach on like I came with the people. flyers to show my son thing, and if you want to see about my son's case, look up Raymond Ivy YouTube, and look up me on Facebook, Raymond Ivy. Thank y'all for y'all time. I apologize for talking so long, but when God give me something to say, I say it, and it ain't gonna cause y'all nothing but your undivided attention. I love all of y'all. Peace be still.
I don't know the rights to this song
The world, they don't want to say, they're afraid because LeBron will stir some things up. out here in this community. But you know what came out that we can't be stopped. Like I said, we can't be stopped. I'm gonna give you some microphone right now to Zach. Zach, come and say a big word, just a big word, Zach. Of what LeBron, how he been a counselor to you, a mentor to you, and not only to you, you witness to what he's been doing over there in the county jail with others as well as he's done to you.
Jail and been locked up for like 42 years or 40-something years.
My name is Zach. I was locked up with LeBron for 3 months. I learned a lot from him in those 3 months. I continue to talk to him almost on a daily. I'm a recovering addict. I was locked up 5 months total, and ever since I got out, I've basically been fighting for my life, trying to get back to sober, normal living, and doing everything possible to try to make this movement work. Couldn't have done it without LeBron.
Different ones have been coming to the county jail, they've been coming there with addictions, like drug addictions. And the ones that come into that county jail, they send all the ones with addictions to LeBron Neal. Because they know LeBron he's unique. And he's the only one that's doing this in the Jackson County jail. Now, if the ones come there with a mental problem, any kind of problem going on, they send them to Neal. And I just want y'all to know that Neal is doing so much that I can't tell it all. I can't even begin to tell it all. Because there's so much that's been going on with Neal. And I think some of you all know, but you don't know all of it. But I'm just happy today. I'm happy to give this opportunity to you all that God allowed me to come and be here to speak in the behalf of my son and all of you that support the work that LeBron's been doing. Thank you all again.